What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something you like to listen to, then we welcome you to subscribe. Otherwise, you can support our channel if you just like, share, or even comment down below. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. As a reminder, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all the latest notifications on the content that we drop here on the Credit Plug channel. So we've been away for a couple days, haven't dropped any new content, but while we were away, we were cooking up some great content and some great information for you. So with today's video, I have some special news to share, particularly for small business owners. Now, the particular review that we're going to be doing today is another CDFI, which stands for Community Development Financial Institution. Now, CDFIs are nonprofit lending organizations, and their goals are usually driven by some type of social mission, and they really do fit the void where a lot of traditional commercial banks kind of fall behind, and that's being able to provide capital to underserved communities or under collateralized or borrowers who have credit issues and things like that. So this particular CDFI that we're going to be reviewing is unique in the fact that they lend nationwide. Now, and there's a lot of CDFIs out there. Some of them are focused more so in, state level or even within counties or even within towns and cities. So this particular CDFI that we're going to be reviewing operates in all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. So this particular CDFI is Community Reinvestment Fund, otherwise known as CRF USA. Now, CRF USA has been providing capital to small businesses for over 30 years. And they have a pretty unique approach because they look at other characteristics, right? As I mentioned, with commercial banks, they're going to want excellent credit. They're going to want established businesses. They're going to want all of these requirements, whereas a CDFI can consider other characteristics, right? If you have a good business plan, or if if your business is going to create jobs, things like that. So they consider other variables in the lending decision besides just, credit score, collateral, and debt service, which is an important piece to it, but it's not the full picture. So I'm happy to announce that we have partnered with CRF USA to provide business loans to qualified small business owners. Now, the loans start from a minimum of $150,000 all the way up to $4 million. So this is a real game changer. Now, with that being said, these funds are through the SBA 7A program. Now, if anyone is interested in going through this process of applying for a loan through the SBA 7A program, I'll post a link in the description. You can submit your business information, and through our partnership with CRF USA, we can get your business pre-screened, right? So the pre-screening, I'll jump over that in just a second, but the pre-screening basically is just some prerequisite information before you even go through the full application, right? Just a way to screen businesses to make sure that you qualify, before even moving forward in the next, stages of the application. So I'll go over some of those requirements, but as I mentioned, I also will post a link in the description. You can submit your business information, and then we will get back to you and follow up with you to get you pre-screened. So I'm going to jump over to their website and go over a little bit more about their loan program and some of the qualifications. So I'll see you over on the website. So here we are on the CRF USA website. So again, as I mentioned, CRF USA is the Community Reinvestment Fund USA, and they work to address social and economic inequity through new financial solutions to help empower people, build sustainable communities, and inspire systemic change. So let's go check out their business loans. Now, as I mentioned, their big funding bucket is going to be through the SBA 7A program. And so they're certified to, or authorized rather, by the U.S. Small Business Administration to provide 7A business loans. So these loans range from 150,000 all the way up to $4 million, and it could be used for commercial real estate, business acquisition, equipment, working capital, debt refinancing, and more. Now, they don't actually provide all the different qualifications on their website, but I wanted to just jump over to some of the more specifics. Now, here we are, and this is information that I received from one of the representatives at CRF USA. So as I mentioned, again, 150 to 4 million, right? And some of the benefits of working with CRA or CRF, right? So again, they lend nationally, so there's no, local restrictions or anything like that. There's long-term monthly payments, so the term of the loan, I believe, goes out as long as 30 years. And then they do have certain businesses that they focus on. So, women, minority, and veteran owned businesses. But again, this isn't just for minorities, this is for any small businesses. But they do have sort of mission driven priorities, if you will. So, they're also flexible when it comes to credit requirements. So, you can still be able to get financing, even if your credit score isn't where it needs to be. And also, there's what's called the collateral deficiency, right? So, if you don't have the necessary collateral, now, here's an important thing when it comes to collateral, and this is from some firsthand insight that I received from representatives at CRF. So, in terms of collateral, so typically with the 7A loans, you're usually going to have to come to the table with some type of capital, right? So for real estate, it's going to be 10%. For any other type of business, is usually going to be 20%. And for startups, so they don't normally fund startups. They fund startups on a case by case basis. But if you are a startup, then they're going to be expecting a minimum of 25% owner equity injection. So you're basically going to have to come to the table with 25% of whatever the amount requested for your project or for your business to be. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So like I mentioned, credit score, collateral gaps, past cash flow issues, previous bankruptcies, as well as down payments. And again, they're sort of prioritizing, in terms of social impact, right? Here you see, creating or retaining jobs. As I mentioned, women, minority, and veteran owned businesses located in low to moderate income areas. So part of this is really, deploying capital into areas where it's going to be most impactful and needed the most. So, being in one of these designated SBA empowerment or hub zones is definitely a good look in terms of being able to, meet, sort of what their mission and their priorities are. So, and then again, creating positive community impact. That's one of the main goals of any community development financial institution, is to build up the community. So, let's jump over to some of the requirements for the pre-screening. So, as I mentioned, we've partnered with CRF USA to, help businesses acquire loans through the SBA 7A program. So, part of that is a loan pre-screen before you can go through the entire application. It just makes sense to even see if you even qualify before you get too far down the road. So, again, this is what I stated earlier in the video. I'll post the link in the description for anyone who's interested. We have a direct line to CRF USA, so we can help your business get pre-screened for SBA 7A loan that goes from a minimum of 150,000 up to 4 million. So let's look at some of the pre-screen qualifications, right? So there's a CRF business questionnaire to be completed. We can provide that, for you. 3 years of financial statements prepared on an accrual basis, including tax returns for each borrower, guarantor, as well as any affiliated businesses. Current year interim financial statements, balance sheet, and P&L together with prior year same period financial statements for the borrower and any affiliated businesses. There's a SBA personal financial statement form 413 for all beneficial owners with at least 20%. Then there's also the SBA borrower information form 1919, and a resume for all owners and key managers. There's also a credit report authorization, project summary. So, what are these pros? What is the proposed loan amount going to be used for? The source and uses of funds, and the description of any collateral that you might have, as well as the debt schedule as of the date of the interim balance sheet provided, including the following details of notes being financed: original date, original balance, current balance, interest rate, monthly payment, collateral held, and original uses, and then also a profit and loss projections for 3 years, including the first year by each month, accompanied by detailed assumptions. So these are all the different components that you will need to submit in order to be pre-screened for a 7A loan. Now, again, these loan amounts, the minimum is $150,000. So the bar is a little bit higher, right? So if anything less than that, this really isn't going to be a fit. And again, this is really going to be for more, I would say, established businesses, but as a startup, it's still possible. However, the collateral requirement is just going to be a little bit higher, and it's on a case-by-case basis. And then I guess a couple other things, they're going to want to make sure that you can cover your debt service, right? So that's one very, very important consideration. So the debt service is essentially, your total monthly business debt obligations. They want to see that you can cover that by 1.2 times. So that's really one of the minimum thresholds in terms of debt service. So again, there's a link in the description. If you want to submit your business information, we can guide you through this pre-screen process. I'll post a link in the description, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And that's all I wanted to share for this video. Until next time, y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.